This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
Tonight, we're learning more about another disturbance at the St. Louis City Justice Center. The mayor is now responding after several dozen inmates escaped from their cells. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. Our Megan Kernan joins us live outside the CJC with new reaction and to explain what's next. Megan.
Mike, we know that 40 inmates got out of their cells Sunday morning after locks malfunction. Tonight, city leaders are taking action, highlighting the need to address several issues here at the CJC.
They know every inch of that facility. They know how to manipulate things. They know how to manipulate locks.
Just 3 years ago, after riots at the CJC, the city spent $1.5 million to fix the jail's locking system. The Detention Facilities Oversight Board chairperson, Reverend Darrell Gray, says he's not surprised this is happening again.
And that was the biggest problem that we had before we created the Oversight Committee. It's one of the ways in which they got out during the riots.
After Sunday's incident, it took 2.5 hours to get the situation under control, and guards had to use pepper spray. Jail processing was on hold for more than 5 hours. Gray says the detainees who got out had 3 demands: for faster trials, hot food, and lower commissary costs.
We need to know right now, what are we doing to move this process a lot quicker?
St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones says her administration is investigating in order to prevent similar incidents in the future.
We want to be transparent. We realize that there have been opportunities for improvement with the CJC for many, many years.
Mayor Jones signed 2 ordinances last week that increase access to the CJC for city leaders, attorneys, and members of the Detention Facilities Oversight Board. Any jail employee who denies an attorney access to clients could face fines of up to $500. The mayor says more must be done.
First and foremost is the health and safety and privacy of our detainees, and second is that we have a facility that where the doors lock. A facility with the doors not locking is not a jail, and making sure that their rights are maintained.
Now, this incident comes just days after Missouri State Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick released a report that found concerns about staffing issues and lack of access. Now, Gray says they will be asking for the internal incident report tomorrow to better understand how exactly this happened. Live in downtown St. Louis, Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.
Now to continuing coverage of the issues inside St. Louis public schools. Exactly 2 weeks from now, students will return to class, but the district is dealing with multiple issues, from leadership concerns to transportation troubles. And tonight, local leaders are calling for a state audit. Our Justina Coronel joins us live from district headquarters in downtown St. Louis. Justina.
St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones has asked for a state audit on the district. And about an hour ago, we've learned the state auditor will be here this Thursday holding a news conference at 1 p.m. to discuss next steps.
Let no one talk you out of the processes and procedures for accountability, because at the end of the day, it is your money, it is your children.
Standing firm on her stance, Missouri State Representative Rachel Prouty calls for a state audit on St. Louis public schools. It's not in her district, but as an educator, she cares for all students.
It's so important to maintain that school system because it's the vitality of any community.
This is after St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones wrote a letter to the state auditor recently. It said St. Louis public schools began the 2023-24 school year with a surplus budget of $17 million. But now it has a projected deficit of $35 million. The city will seek proposals for auditing services for the school board and ask his office to do a companion audit. Chester Asher with Coalition of St. Louis Kids also wants the state to dig deeper.
One look at what waste and potential fraud has there been. This board failed to file their audit last year.
In March of this year, the district held a meeting because it failed to submit its 2023 internal audit by the end of 2023.
An eye-opener.
And the meeting official said they failed to do so because critical players in the finance department retired.
Our accountant So there was one retiree that had 37 years and another one with quite a few number of years also.
A district spokesperson said the 2023 internal audit was submitted 4 months later in April 2024. Prouty said a new bill would turn into law on August 28th, modifying powers for the state auditor, and it could create change.
Can now request that the auditor investigate. Within the investigation process, the auditor will have subpoena power to get those documents to see where in the process things have gone wrong.
Now, the district also faces transportation concerns because there aren't enough bus drivers for students. We'll learn more about those plans at their transportation solution meeting tomorrow at Vashon High School starting at 6 p.m. Reporting live, Christina Cornell, 5 on your side.
A 6-year-old is dead after a UTV accident in North St. Louis County. This happened around 8 last night on Diekman Lane. Police say an older child was driving the UTV and lost control, causing it to roll. Cristobal De Leon was thrown from the vehicle and later died at a hospital. Investigators say De Leon was not wearing a helmet.
Candidates running for governor are crisscrossing Missouri in a final push to get out the vote before tomorrow's big election day. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is live at a Firefighters Union Hall in St. Peters, where Lieutenant Governor Mike Kehoe is rallying supporters.
Yeah, and Lieutenant Governor Kehoe just stepped off the bus and arrived here at this Firefighters Union Hall. This is the final blitz, the last push, as candidates all over the state try to make their closing arguments. State Senator Bill Eigel also just touching down at a local airport and arriving at another event across town maybe 10 minutes from here. Kehoe and Eigel hitting the St. Charles County area, trying to whip up support as Jay Ashcroft is across the state. All three men are claiming the support of Donald Trump, as Trump essentially sidestepped this race and gave an endorsement to all three of them. And so we heard from Senator Eigel at the airport moments ago as he said Trump was backing him, though Trump's really backing all three of them.
Actually, the poll we have this morning shows me tied for first place, so I feel fantastic going into tomorrow. You know, in this plank of ideas, this is what I think this is a primary reason that Donald Trump endorsed my candidacy last week. So, you know, we've had the Jefferson City types putting out all sorts of polls that are trying to convince people that I can't win, but we are surging and we are peaking at just the right time.
In this primary race, all three Republicans trying to tack to the right. Jay Ashcroft, the candidate, is rallying in southwest Missouri with Congressman Eric Burleson and former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee. They're trying to rally supporters. Their Ashcroft team telling me that Eigel is all theater and antics, no accomplishment, and they see GOP primary voters backing away from the establishment lane Kehoe's in. Kehoe has said the other two have no experience in governing, and he does. We'll find out how Republican voters feel just about this time tomorrow night. For now, live on the campaign trail from St. Peters, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
We have a voter's guide to tomorrow's primary on KSTK.com. All you have to do is text the word guide to 314-425-5355 and we'll send you a link.
Coming up, Deanna Price is in Paris, focused on the gold, but her heart is in Moscow Mills. How this Lincoln County native hopes to make history at the Olympic Games.
Plus, a High Ridge babysitter has been called a hometown hero. How her quick thinking saved the day and possibly lives.
This Paris weather update is sponsored by BJC Healthcare. You deserve extraordinary care.
As we're heading into that final week of the Olympics in Paris, the weather looks to cooperate here for the next few days. Temperatures right now down into the upper 60s. They're back into the mid 80s here as we go into Tuesday. For Wednesday and Thursday, a mix of sun and clouds, but it looks like dry weather around Paris. We'll see you back here with our dry forecast as well.